Hey, welcome to The Book and His Boss. I'm Pat Caputo, sports columnist for the Oakland Press. This is my boss, the sports editor, Jeff Kuhn. And Jeff, the Pistons made a huge splash this week. And people ask, what's the difference between their organization and maybe the Lions? Why the Lions aren't successful? Why the Pistons are very successful in just about every way? And I think we got a pretty good dose of it this week. The Allen Iverson thing took the Pistons from irrelevant to the forefront of everybody's attention. They were everybody's talk radio topic. They were at the forefront of the papers, and everybody's excited about them. And the Lions signed Daunte Culpepper, and everybody's like, what's the matter with Drew Stanton? So just the complete opposite. It's amazing the difference between the two organizations.
It's funny because you wondered, Joe Dumars said there were no sacred cows here at the end of the last season, and yet he waited all summer. We didn't have any deals. All we had was a new head coach named, and then bam, just like that, you got Allen Iverson here. Question is, the chemistry of that team for 6 years, 6 straight Eastern Conference Finals, does this help them? What do you think? Is this a good deal?
I don't think that they've hindered their chances to win the NBA title. I really don't. And I don't know whether they helped them or augmented them, but I do know that it's different. I do know that it gives them a better chance because they'll be able to run the floor. The league has been going smaller. A lot of teams are, Sean Marion's been playing power forward. You see guys who are really off guards or small forwards playing power forward. This gives them a chance to play a more up-tempo game and keep up with it. And then they still got a couple of guys that they can put in there. Herman's played pretty well. Jason Maxiell's still there. Amir Johnson, to give them some size when they need it. But really, I think the pertinent question about it is, Chauncey Billups was a popular player. People in this town really didn't sit and say, you got to get rid of Chauncey, when the Pistons failed the last couple of years. Some would, but mostly it was Rasheed Wallace. It was his antics that bothered them. But Joe Dumars couldn't get rid of Rasheed Wallace. Rasheed Wallace has a unique skill set that wasn't going to, you just couldn't take him away from it.
Be interesting. We have heard that ticket sales are way up in the 3 days since the trade. Excitement for this Sunday's game against Boston. Good chance to see where they stand. So we'll see.
I'm going to do double duty. I'm going down to see Culpepper and Iverson. They had two big names. I'll give it that. The difference is Iverson averaged 26 points a game last year and is still in his prime. Daunte Culpepper's only played in 18 games since the 2004 season. And what this says about Drew Stanton just amazes me. They would rather play anybody. They'd rather play Andrew. Mm-hmm. They would rather play James Martinez.
James Martinez right there.
They'd rather play everybody.
Apparently.
All our videographers.
Which also shows you, I've seen T-shirts.
By the way, congratulations to Jim on his marriage.
His marriage last week. We missed you
last
week.
Yeah.
You also seen now that the T-shirts are out for the Lions in 2008.
Man, that ring is shining at me. Good, put it in your pocket, man. Yeah, I'm married too. We're both married. It's all right. Those things you hear about weddings, being an engagement ring, wedding ring and suffering and stuff, that's not true.
I had a good one going here, Pat.
Go ahead.
Getting back to the 2008 T-shirts about the Lions being the 2008 NFL preseason champions. Stanton looked pretty good in the games that we saw in the preseason.
Yeah, I don't know. Michigan State, Jeff, he was somebody who played well in games and wasn't known as a practice player. John L. Smith would often, Drew Stanton, this and that, and once they put him out there on live, the lights were live, he really played great. And it seemed like that in preseason too, because he came through when they put him out there in games. I don't know what the deal is. People say, well, they don't want to hurt his development and everything. I think this is lack of confidence in them. Playing a guy that they literally signed off the street after 3 practices shows a lack of confidence.
Right, absolutely.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, man.
Speaking of Michigan State, your alma mater on its way to a perhaps BCS game? Is that?
I played straight down the middle. Possibly. I think they're going to end up on New Year's Day. I think they'll be playing somewhere warm. I think they'll beat Purdue on Saturday. I think Happy Valley and Penn State is going to be a difficult nut for them to crack, but I really think the fact that they'll play for a game that has a piece of the Big Ten title on the line is good. The question I think that Michigan State fans really don't want to hear, but I think is true, they have a year like this once a decade. Will they be able to sustain it this time under Mark D'Antonio?
My answer?
What is
I
it?
think they will. I'm very impressed with D'Antonio and what he's brought, positive atmosphere up there, and a workmanlike attitude to that team, and we hate Michigan and all that.
Oh, he does. His eyes just get crazy when he talks about Michigan.
Yes.
He truly does.
I'm impressed. I think he's building the program the right way, and more power to him.
Well, I think the one thing about it is Bo's not there. I mean, it wasn't going to happen when Bo was there, and really when Lloyd Carr wasn't there. But Rich Rodriguez and the feeble performance, and I think feeble's a fair word to say about it, of the Michigan football program this year has opened the door for Michigan State. And they may run through it. But the other hand, a lot of those games could have gone either way. It's an interesting dynamic. It really is.
We'll wait and see. I mean, they've got good senior leadership on that team this year, and Michigan lost all its senior leadership last year, and you pay a price for that. So it'll be interesting to watch.
Hey, prep playoffs are coming up. We got all the coverage here. Keith Dunlap's been doing a terrific job. We got a lot of local teams in the middle of it. Lake Orion, Rochester Hills, Lutheran Northwest, Bloomfield Hills, there's tons of them. Don't forget to check out our coverage in the paper, of course, but also at miprepzone.com. And don't forget to check out our blogs. Dana Garuder's Piston blog is up and running. Dave Burkett does a great one on the Lions. Paula Pash's Big Ten Insiders, terrific. And pretty soon
Yours.
Yes,
Okay, yours.
open book.
Open book.
And Bruce McLeod does a great one on the Red Wings too, and we got our terrific Matt does a great one on NASCAR too that we enjoy very much here. So check it all out. The OaklandPress.com is the place to be. Just look at our website. It's going great guns, and check out the paper too. It's award-winning, and we're proud of our sports section among other things too. Anyway, until next week, it's a book and his boss. I'm Pat Caputo. He's Jeff Kuhn. We'll see you.